we've always known about Zimbabwe, anywhere where you are in the African continent, is that on average, a Zimbabwean tends to be very smart. I put it in inverted commas, but very smart in that they're very articulate. Academically, they do much better. When I get to varsity and first year, at some point doing mathematics, and I realized that the Zim guys are actually performing way better than we are. I want to understand that infrastructure that gets them to that point, but also to ask, is that even still the case? Because I've had people who say that that generation of those smart Zimbabweans has long passed. The generation that's there now of young Zimbabweans are not as articulate as the generation used to be, are not as educated as, so it's like things have changed. That thing of expecting a Zimbabwean generally to be smart is not there anymore. Those are the two questions that I have for you.
I mean, definitely. You know, when I first came here, a Zimbabwean was well respected. And for good reasons, you know. I've been robbed once and scammed once.
Welcome
and it was Zimbabwe. Yes. So that work culture, look, you see, it's similar to what the ANC is doing right now. If you erode the culture of hard work. Yet in Zimbabwe, I know, even if you're a DE student, remember going to school is about the culture. So wake up, go to work, whether you become a cleaner or what, that is ingrained in you, right? So, and I don't even know in whatever these guys were doing. First of all, the Zimbabwean government was supposed to, even mid-2000s, be one of the first African countries to really digitize their education. Because remember, everything's evolving. So you can't keep the system of 1995 in 2025. So those kids are still learning that, but it's a digital world now. So our kids are not going to be competitive, right? Second thing, they closed a lot of technical colleges and they made them universities. Zimbabweans were able to migrate all over the world because we had a very strong artisanal backbone. We had high schools where, yes, you'd do your O-levels, A-levels, but they had a focus on artisans. You know, you'd do woodwork, you do metal work, then we had the educational ones that focused on STEM. They closed the artisanal ones, made them purely academic. Now Zimbabwe is stuck with a bunch of graduates, and maybe we've got 30 universities. I don't know if any other country our size has many universities. And they have degrees, but they can't use them. First of all, it's not competent. They never, even if they were doing research, we never elevated our educational system. We never changed it. We never made it continue to match global standards. We cut out the artisans, but right now there's such a high demand of artisans around the world. So Zimbabweans that I knew come here, hard workers, you know, it was easy to get a job because you had a skill. Whereas after these guys eroded everything, down to the educational system, which was what agriculture and the educational system was the pride of Zimbabwe. There's nothing there. I was at the University of Zimbabwe for a semester, and the computers barely worked. The best university in the country. And this was 2010. So right now, I don't. Maybe there's been funding. Maybe I've never really looked into it, but this is what happens when we continue to follow what politicians say,
yeah,
and not what they're doing.
I want us